My name is Mark Medina. I'm a worker at the Burgerville at 92nd and Powell. And obviously member of the Burgerville Workers Union. So I just want to say something about CAT and this organization that put this on for us. It's a wonderful thing that another organization has stepped up to really combine the cause of renters' rights and workers' rights. The idea that however much money we make is taken away by landlords who are just trying to take our money. It's very, very important that we combine these two things, and I'm really glad to see it happen right now, this coordination. So, speaking about as a worker making $11.50, I can tell you right now it's not easy to rent. I have 2 roommates. Rent is going to go up in a couple months at our place. I know a lot of workers in my shop have the same thing. The incredibly frustrating thing that happens every time I go to work and talk to workers about the union and what we're trying to do and to come to these actions is the frustration of their living situations. I've known coworkers who have slept in their cars at night to go to work tomorrow morning at Burgerville. I know workers who have, like the previous speaker said, 4 or 5 roommates squatting together to make enough to survive. I have had coworkers who have come home and come to work crying because they don't know how they're going to feed their families. They don't know how they're going to make their month's rent.
You work at a restaurant.
Yeah.
You got to worry about feeding your family.
That's right.
Ain't that a bitch?
We serve everyone else food, and then we wonder how we're going to feed ourselves. It's a constant reminder of why this struggle is important. And it's a constant reminder of why we have to keep showing up. Because unless we do, they're not going to listen.
That's right. Woo!
But I'm not here for me. I'm here for all the workers I've ever met that have come through Burgerville. All the workers, all the mothers, all the brothers, all the sisters I'll never know, but who will feel justice when we win this fight. I know that you're here too for that. I know that the reason you came here is not because you just want a better world for yourself, because you want a better world for everyone you'll never meet.
That's right.
And that better world starts when everyone starts coming to these actions, getting ready, coming to these things, organizing, sitting in meetings, and making sure that the world moves in that direction. Thank you all for showing up, and let's make sure Burgerville hears our demands, all right? We need a world full of justice, we need a world with better money, and we need a world where we can afford to feed our families.
Food is not a sustainable way to raise your family. You should be able to. There's no reason for it. It doesn't make any sense. I used to work for Chipotle. And I know exactly what y'all are dealing with. There's no compassion for your worker. Your manager doesn't care that you're homeless. How can you really say you care about, you have sustainable values for the community if you don't give a damn? Sorry. If you don't give a fuck about what's going on in their lives.
Do you want it?
And it hurts me dearly because actually I really love Burgerville food. I love what y'all do, and I support what y'all do. And when I go to Burgerville, I ask, is there a way for me to contribute to the union here?
Try not going to Burgerville.
Exactly. And they look at me crazy, and then I say, well, that makes me sad because I really like them burgers. I want to introduce one of our CAT members. Right on. All right, can we hear now? That's good? All right, is that better? Okay.
I'm Marie Claire, and I'm a CAT member, and I'm here supporting the Burgerville workers. All right, and I'm confronting the large corporations and employers and landlords who reap millions of dollars in profits yearly, exploiting fellow workers and displacing tenants through accelerated rent increases and no-cause evictions. Wages are like water, the vital necessity for the survival of all of us. Namely, fast food workers comprised of heads of households, parents supporting children, adult college students and graduates paying back loans, and seniors supplementing their Social Security income to pay for housing, medical, and other expenses. Burgerville and similar exploitation bill claims we pay our workers a minimum wage. But I ask you, is that really true? Because I call it a minimal wage. And why? Now, what is a minimum wage supposed to do? A minimum wage is the amount that meets a basic standard of living. And we ask, what standard of living in 2017 can you maintain on $10.25 or $11.25 per hour?
Nothing. Right.
If a worker works full-time on this wage, they receive about $16.40 a month or $4.10 a week. But these are 1980s wages. These were the same wages I was getting back when I was a young mother, divorced with a child, and they were laying people off right and left. And so to supplement my income with the layoffs, I had to work 2 jobs. So I really understand the dilemma that we're in. Now, the difference between then and now is that then we didn't have the accelerated rent prices. So we have to ask ourselves, is the current minimum wage, even if it was 40 hours a week, it's still about 40 years behind time.
That's right. Yeah.
And I don't call it a basic or minimum wage. It's really starvation wages.
That's right.
Now, the other thing that I learned from talking to some of the workers was that they are cutting the halftime, halftime hours down on workers. So one young man who just graduated from college told me that his hours got cut in half from 20 hours to 13 hours. And so I asked him, I said, well, what are you doing for rent and for expenses? And he said he's renting he's got about 5 roommates that they've all gotten together. So this limiting hours and then adding rents of $100, $200, $300 per month on top of no wages is unacceptable.
Right.
Now, we've been compensating. I worked 2 jobs. I wrecked my health. I didn't hardly see my son. And then my health fell apart, and then I had to stop working in about 1990 because there wasn't much left and had to go on disability. So what we're doing is we're working around the clock, we're adding jobs, we're moving back in with parents, we're moving in with relatives and friends, and some of us are homeless, sleeping in cars, homeless camps. Seniors are dying out in the cold in the winter, and children are going to school homeless, living in shelters. That's if their parents are fortunate enough to get into one. So what are the solutions? We're maintaining a statewide mass campaign of disallowance of these minimal starvation wages. We are maintaining a statewide mass campaign of disallowance of these minimal starvation wages. They're non-negotiable. Half-time hours and the predatory rent increases and no-cause evictions. And we're not merely putting up resistance. Our message is a flat-out no. That's right. While preparing ourselves to back it up until we reach our goals. We're not going to stop until they stop. That's right. Now we're confronting our Oregon legislators and city officials who approved these inhumane regulations, setting into law wages and housing powers and practices for landlords and employers, causing ongoing pressure and suffering from workers and renters. We are no longer going to tolerate the intolerable. raising our children, ruining our relationships with partners and spouses, stressing and arguing under deep financial strain and mounting pressures. We're struggling to support ourselves and our families. One class of neighbors are pitted against another class, each blaming the other, when it's really the exploitive economic structures and people running them that are responsible for our pain. Our labor is not just for corporate benefit, profits and investments. We are working for ourselves because we value our lives, our families, and our communities in this great state of Oregon. Now, are we going to wait until July 2023 for a meager 1990s wages? Because that's what the Oregon lawmakers have set out. They've already planned that we're going to, in 2023, have wages that would only work if it were the 1990s. So we're going to ask lawmakers that they're going to have to get it right. That's right. So today, going forward, we are all thrust into this 21st century wages and housing rights movement. It's about our right to live in safe homes we can afford.
That's right.
It's about our right to live in wages and work hours that sustain our lives.
Hey.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, are we willing to do whatever it takes to get the job going?
Yes.
It's not going to be easy, and we need all sectors of our population engaged in restoring humanity and livability to our people. Workers from fast food to high tech, renters, homeowners, landlords, the business community, students, people of color, senior, and people with disabilities. This runaway corporate profit train is impacting all of us. So let's all march.
Hey y'all, my name's Chris. I work at the Convention Center Burgerville right here. Hey y'all, my name's Chris. I work at the Convention Center Burgerville right here. All right. Who's ready to shut down Burgerville? I just want to talk real briefly about some logistical things. If you're a picket captain, could you raise your hand?
Sign? Oh, hell, everybody's got to sign up, bro. I know.
If you're a cop talker, could you raise your hand? If you're a cop talker, cool. We got our cop talkers in the back. So the goal of this picket is essentially to shut down Burgerville for the next 2 hours. We're going to be doing that with a moving picket line across MLK and down Holiday.
And a third one in front of the walk-in entrance.
And a third one in front of the walk-in entrance. Just so folks know, we're keeping this picket green. We don't want folks to get arrested. At the last picket, or a couple pickets ago at 92nd and Powell March store, someone got in front of a car and the car didn't move, and that person got arrested. So folks should just know there will be probably a police presence, and if you don't move in front of cars, there's a chance they may arrest you. So keep a lookout for that. Beyond the world of logistics, I want to just thank all y'all for coming out. It's super humbling to see the community turn out for us, and to see do an action with the Community Alliance of Tenants. Y'all know workers' rights are tenants' rights, and we're fighting for a world without landlords and with.